Welcome in, everybody, as we are here with Hrt2Heart Motorsports for the final race of the season. J-Dog in the booth here with your host, Bobby Boy. Everybody, hope you're all having a wonderful night. Just want to say a big shout out to all of the sponsors of Hrt2Heart tonight as we hit Indianapolis Motor Speedway for 100 laps.
It is definitely going to be an exciting championship race. Point standings is looking pretty good. Tight still. Still got to find out who you see is going to win tonight.
I definitely believe there's going to be a lot of battling going on tonight, and such a big track here with a lot of laps at this large track here. So it's going to be very intense, definitely when it comes to saving those tires. You can see Ryan Perrone there crash out on his qualifying run there. Hopefully he'll just get it towed out and try to at least get one good hot lap in there. Bud Light Mike in the 47. It's been such some good racing this season, J-Dog. A lot of clean races, a lot of good battles going throughout the whole season. Scott Cazenave, currently your race leader in points, and then Bobby Joe Lane missing one race this season and being able to come back up into that top three into that second place spot. And then you have Javier. Javier's put out a really good season as well in that top three.
Talk about Bobby Joe Lane. There he is in the 02 in the best tire. Taking his qualifying lap here in Indianapolis. Second place right now with a 53.213.
Hrt2Heart in next season already in the talks. Gen 4 cars coming into the Gen 4 cars on Sundays, everybody. And then we're going to have Friday nights, we're going to be running the late model stocks. Back to the small track racing with some very fast speed.
The next two seasons, it will be a really good.
Picking up a new broadcaster as well, Motormouth Broadcasting. We'll be picking up our season next season with the Gen 4 series. So me and J-Dog will be actually hopping into some cars next season and get the feel of this stuff and check it out on our own.
I haven't been rusty. I've been on the track here recently and just see how I'm still doing. I'm doing pretty good still behind the wheel, I think. Let's check out here and Bitty Jones here in the 20. First lap not too bad. See if we could try to pick it up here in the next lap here.
Currently 0.7 off of the leader right now as he took that first lap.
Bitty Jones failed to finish out at the time at a 53.484. Zach Sandlin in the 57.
Good look here at Dan Collison. What's going on, Steve Harrison? I see you in the chat. Let's get it, brother. See you in that top 7 right now. Driver's definitely going to have to take a big breather here as it's going to be a very long race and they're going to have to very much conserve here. The fuel run is only around 32 laps, so they are going to have to pit more than one time tonight and definitely going to make it more challenging here, especially if we have some green flag racing.
That also depends how many cautions we're going to these drivers, how they're going to be out here on this track tonight here in Indianapolis.
Dan Collison making his way up into that top 5 on that first lap of 53.5.
His final lap at 53.510. Chris Roper's in the 98.
Chris Robers, he ran a lot with us last season in the truck series, and come to join Hrt2Heart again for another season here. And he's ran a few races with us this season. Chris, a very good driver and very smooth with his skills here. More of a road racing, I would guess, if I was to take my shot at it. But I will say Chris has been a strong competition in this series. So good luck to you tonight, Chris, and let's have some fun, boys. I'm ready to see some action hit the ground here. I know that. Take a look. Scott Kazanave now finishing up his qualifying run. Going to pop into that P2 position
with a time of 53.183.
All right, everybody. I believe that's almost everybody that's already qualified. So we're going to go ahead and step away a minute and thank our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
All right, and we're back, everybody, as we get ready to gear up some good racing here tonight with Hrt2Heart Motorsports at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for 100 laps. Hrt2Heart Racing, everybody, brought to you by Hrt2Heart Streams. Much love, everyone. Thank you so much to all of the sponsors. Let's also not forget to thank Chasing Muscle Cars, everybody. Please go check out their YouTube and their Facebook page. Here's going to be your starting lineup as well, everybody. Andrew's going to take that P1 with Scott Cazenave on the outside lane, and Bobby Joe Lane's going to take into that P3 with Zach Sandlin, everybody, in P4. That's going to be Chris Roberge, everybody, in the 98 Monster Car in P5 against Benny Jones on that outside lane in P6. P7 is going to wrap up with Dan Collison, everybody, against Rusty Robinson in P8. Steve Harrison's going to wound up in that inside lane against Ryan Perrone in P10. Bunch of teammates getting some close action close together here tonight. Carter Caznave's going to take into that P11 with Bud Light Mike in P12 as the drivers are rolling off. Also, let's not forget to thank C&L Carpets, Greg Langford. He has been out for the last few races. I know he's been very super busy, but one of our amazing race controllers and sponsors here with Hrt2Heart Motorsports. So much love to Greg, and thank you to all of the sponsors for everything you do. I see you up there, Austin. Good luck to everyone. Austin said he hopes to see y'all next season, and as we get ready to gear up with some gear Gen 4, everybody. It's going to be awesome. William Martin, one of our drivers here with Hrt2Heart Motorsports, he's currently sick right now, so in our thoughts, brother, and we hope you get to feeling better soon and back on the track. Let's go racing, y'all. We have Andrew in that lead position. Andrew putting on a really good qualifying run there. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's definitely picked up his pace the last few races, so if he can pull one out of the hat tonight, would be great. Would be awesome.
As these drivers now, you can see they're starting to warm up these tires. They better get ready.
Abby Kazanave in the chat, she said, let's go 77, and most of all, let's go 03. Sky said, good luck, everybody. Let's go. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content with Hrt2Heart streams. Much love, everybody.
This car is pulling away. Here we go. We are green in Indianapolis.
Chasing Muscle Cars, I just want to say thank you as well. You know, it's great to have you a part of our small series. Looking to try to grow the series in this off season as we get ready to gear up again here in October for a whole new season with some faster cars, a lot more speed, as they are bumping already. 3 wide here already at the beginning of this race for a quick second. Lane now going to look into the dip in behind the 03 of Scott Hazenay. They were door banging for that lead position right off of the rip. Let's go. Dan Colson now on the inside of the 57. The 03 still looking on that outside lane, looking to just conserve a little bit of tire there on that higher lane, hoping that will be the fact. Let's go.
Around turn 4 now, looking pretty good there.
Andrew going to dip a little bit low there, and he's going to move right back into the front of 03. You definitely don't want to do too much of that. If these guys are pushing, that could put you in a bad spot.
Now, Andrew still holding a good lead, going single file now. 3, going to turn 3 now, going to back straightaway.
Now starting to pull away a little bit here. Starting to get a good run here.
Scott Cassidy still not too far away now. Coming up and going in front straightaway now. Going in turn 1.
The 03 and the 02 battling for the championship.
Back straightaway now, single file now. Look like Scott now is trying to make it move. Round turn 3 now, they're single file. ready to go. Turn around, turn 3. And towards back straightaway.
A lot of tight racing going on at the front of this pack.
Get ready to come back around now. Front straightaway now, single file. Bobby Joe now trying to push Scott towards Andrew.
You know, the question is you know you have one fast repair. You really just want to kind of hold on to that, you know, as long as you can here and hope to stay out of that trouble. A lot of hard racing here. You know, 100 laps at this track is very tough. This is a very big track. You can definitely overdrive these corners and shoot yourself right into that wall. So it's a lot of braking action going on in some of these corners. And some of these corners, you're picking up a lot more speed. So it's definitely challenging, as sometimes you can even forget which corner you were driving into, but you're really looking for that consistency to push harder and harder each lap.
And that is true. Andrew holding a consistent lead now, up to like 6 laps. Get ready to cross the line. Coming now in turn 1.
Whole top 5 sticking here right here together. Andrew's going to be your race leader with Scott Casnave in P2. Bobby Joe Lane's going to take into that P3 with Chris Roberge in P4 and Dan Collison in P5.
Now rounds off your top 5. They're getting a little squirrely up there in the front. Back down to single file now. Get ready to go around turn 3.
Kelly Akron hopping in the chat saying, good luck, Hrt2Heart family. Let's go racing.
Turn 4 now. Get ready to come back front straightaway now. And Scott now on the outside now. Andrew now trying to pass. Right behind Andrew now, coming up on 1. First 5 cars is now starting to pull away around the top 6.
Take a look back here at P6. We got Benny Jones currently running in P6. Only about a second behind Dan Collison in P5, everybody. Rusty Robinson's going to take up that next position back there in P7. With Zach Sandlin currently running back there in that 8th place spot. That's going to leave Steve Harrison currently in that 9th place spot with Carter Cazenave back there in P10. Let's get it, boys. Y'all are killing it. Let's go. We got Ryan Perrone back here as well, everybody. Ryan Perrone now currently just running in that 11th place spot. Back here behind Carter Cazenave and Steve Harrison. Just kind of cruising it out right now and trying to hope for a long run here. And that's going to leave Bud Light Mike back here just hanging out, trying to get the feel of things and hopefully to end up more towards the front of this in the long run. So good luck to you drivers, and let's go racing, boys. I'm ready. We got a lot more action going on still here in the front of this pack with the 31, excuse me, everybody. The 31 of Andrew still leading this race with a 03 of Scott Cazenave still in P2 with Lane now pushing with Roberge pushing behind as well.
Single file now from their front straightaway.
That single file in the front of this pack is really helping them right now, being able to pull away from the rest of this field. The back of this field with Benny Jones and Rusty and them back there, they're going to have to get in line together at this track, and they're going to have to push with one another to be able to catch the front of this field. At least a 3 or 4 car pack, or they will absolutely pull away from these other drivers.
We just seen the lead change now. Scott Cassidy just took the lead from Andrew, and Andrew's not too far behind now. Get ready to go in turn 3.
The real question is, does Andrew just stay there and just lock in behind him and kind of conserve, you know? and that's a good option. Do not go up there and just keep battling him, because all you're going to do is draw yourself back towards the back of this pact in that long run.
Andrew looked like he tapped the wall a little bit off of turn 4 now, going single file now, going front straightaway into turn 1.
They are bumper to bumper right now. Now, inside of the 03 of Scott Cazenave, Andrew's going to look to push the 02 of Lane down on the low side as well, with the 98 hopping in behind Scott Cazenave. Now going to get a little bit of bump coming off of that corner there.
Andrew now outside Scott now going into turn 3.
They are very close here, very close, almost banging all three cars together there. As now the tires are starting to warm up a little bit as we're 10 laps in.
Joe now scraped off the wall, still catching up with Andrew. Andrew's not too far behind now, front straightaway now. Get ready to go into turn 1.
Take a ride along with Andrew, currently back here in that P3 position right now.
Get ready to come back around now in front straightaway. Still single file of Scott up front. Holding a good lead now. Bobby Jody inside Andrew.
Take a look back here. Rusty Robinson in the number 20 of Benny Jones, currently in that 6th and 7th place spot. Working together here, trying to get back up here towards the rest of this front of this field. They're going to really need to get Zach Samlin up there with him to help push them up towards there. But the thing is that, you know, when it comes time to pit, if this goes green flag, this could really make a big difference for these two.
Yeah, I noticed we're actually missing one good driver tonight. Actually, I haven't seen Javier make it into the room. So, Javier, we'll see you hopefully next season.
Javier been a great driver this season, put on some really good racing. Currently, you know, was fighting for the championship. For him to come in and run his first season with Hrt2Heart, it was an amazing thing, and we really hope to see him next season. All the drivers here mean everything to us, and everything that all the sponsors do. It wouldn't be racing without all of you. So thank you so much for making Hrt2Heart happen.
Back straight away now. Scott still holding a good 2-second lead in front of Andrew. Now coming around turn 3. Front straightaway now, now single file. Bumper to bumper going into 1.
2 Lane on the back bumper of that 31 now, trying to peek into the inside. Andrew's going to dip it low. He's going to keep it there. He's going to hold that line in the lane. 02 is now going to come up high. Number 98 of Chris Wilbur.
Turn 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4 now. 3. Love it when you pass it. Scott Cassidy just went a little low right there on to get ready to come now on turn 3.
We saw Andrew doing that earlier when he was leading here as well. So, you know, I believe that that's really helping them get a better little run there coming off of that corner and give them a better run going into that.
Makes sense now.
Because dirty air definitely plays a factor here. You can really hurt yourself. You get too bad in that dirty air. This car does not like to turn once you're in that dirty air.
Joe now on the inside of Andrew.
Lane now going to be in P2. Will Bird's looking to peek to the inside as well.
First down the inside of Andrew. Start to conserve. Yeah, that's a good idea. Scott Cassidy still holding a good lead now around turn 2.
Still a lot of close racing here for this top 5.
And now on the inside of Andrew, now going in turn 3.
Andrew just going to fall back just a couple positions here. Hopefully be able to hold on to it here and stay up here with this top 5, as we should be getting closer to a pit run here soon.
Within about 13 laps of the gap, so we'll have to see what's going to happen here.
Here's Joe Bird now looking to tuck in behind the 0-2 of Lane. Top. Now looking at the inside again. Battling back here for position for that top 5.
That's about a 4th place right there between them two. 1, 2, 3, right down in single file.
They're really going to hurt themselves staying side by side here. They're going to need to get behind one another and push each other and work together, not try to race each other here, or they are going to let these top 3 just pull away from the rest of this field.
Look at these distances between Dan Colson and also Chris Roberts in the top 3 right now, starting to pull away from them. Scott now is starting to come around turn 2 and get ready to go in that back straightaway.
With Rusty Robinson and Benny Jones still back here in that 6th and 7th place. Not far behind Andrew and Dan Holson, because they are up here battling for position, so they are starting to gain a lot of position here. Top 3 now starting to pull away from the field just a little bit, about a 2-second gap so far.
Really good green flag racing so far.
20 laps in, not even a single caution yet. Good racing.
We are going to take a quick commercial break here, and we're going to keep it green as long as we can. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
All right, and we are back and still green flag racing here as we get ready to run a fuel run here. Now with about 10 laps to go left on fuel, see who really starts to make those pit stops.
It is getting kind of close for that pit window now. Scott's still holding a consistent lead after we came back from commercial. Get ready now to come turn 2 now, going to back straight.
Take a look back here at Andrew and Dan Collison still back here in 4th and 5th place, trying to hold steady as now Bud Light Mike as well, now down 1 lap here. So if we get a caution, he will be the first to get a lucky dog tonight. But like Mike must have been having a little bit of trouble early on. Hopefully he'll be able to get back into gear here and get back racing.
Bobby Joe now on the inside of Scott. Front straightaway now, get ready to go in turn 1.
Lane looking to lead a few laps here in this race. Robert's going to tuck in behind. Top 3 doing an awesome job of holding a line together here, keeping them pulling away from the rest of this field.
They're actually starting, you can see the gap between 3rd and 4th place right now. Bobby Joe Lane now is your new leader. Coming around turn 4 now, going to straight away. Scott not too far behind there, Bobby Joe now. Looking Nick on the inside there.
Not sure why, but I just noticed it's a 60-lap race here tonight. Not 100% sure. I guess I was wrong about that. But definitely still some good racing going on tonight.
Indianapolis, the length of it is 2.5 mile track. 60 laps on this track ain't too bad.
I mean, that's still one fuel run here. They'll still have to pit here. I just was confused. I really thought we were doing 100 laps here tonight, but I guess not. So, but it's all right. We're getting ready to gear up for a new season here at the 4 Series, everybody. Here soon. I'm excited to see what they have to bring, and hopefully we pick up a few good new sponsors here, and the ones that we have now, hopefully they'll return with a big smile and enjoy some good racing with us. Hrt2Heart Motorsports for y'all, brought to you in part by Allen Tillery, Buick GMC, CNL Carpets, Buchanan Resort, Chasing Muscle Cars, everybody, and Bass Tire.
Scott Castanave now trying to go on the inside of Bobby Joe Lane, now going to turn 1.
And now getting around Andrew here. They're currently running back here in that 4th and 5th place spot. Andrew still battling it out back here. Dang. Zach Sandlin currently going to fall back into that 11th place spot. Like we're going to have Carter Cazenave coming into pit road to get those tires in that fuel. The pit window is now open, everybody. We're having cars coming into pit road now. That's going to be Steve Harrison coming in and Ryan Perrone coming into pit road as well.
Here we go with the green flag chase.
Top 3 still putting it out. They're still out here running, trying to give it all they can. Run it to the last second. Your top 7 still at it.
Bobby Joe is still holding a good consistent lead behind. Scott now trying to look on the inside.
You know, you have Dan Collison back here with Andrew and Benny Jones and Rusty Robinson all back here together, not pitted yet. The question is, do they wait until they see these leaders come into pit, or do they try to pit like a lap earlier just to get that advantage?
It's always pit strategy here in Indianapolis, so we'll just have to see what we're going to see what happens here.
You have to wonder what that spotter's saying in their ears, and you know, telling them how their wear is and how much further they can make it.
Bobby Joe still holding a good consistent line right behind him is Scott Castanave in the 3 now coming around front straightaway.
Looking to see them go in here within this next lap or 2, as that fuel window is now starting to close. Looks like we're going to have Andrew going into the pits right now. Andrew making his way down pit road.
Green flag pit stops continuing as now we see Zach in the 57.
Zach's going to be the first one off of the lead lap here, currently running that P8. Definitely could come back here as he's caught up towards this top 5 right now. And once these leaders go into pit, it could cycle around to be a good race for him. Benny Jones now going in with Rusty Robinson back here in 5th and 6th place, now coming into the pit road. The 0-2 of Lane and Scott Kasnave still in that 1 and 2 position, still not pitted here. Dan Collison currently running in a P3, 10 seconds behind these race leaders, has not pitted yet. These are the guys you're going to have to watch out for on this longer run, as long as they stay out of trouble. And if there's a caution, they might have a chance to really battle it out towards the end of this race, as we got 29 laps to go here at Indianapolis. Now the leaders are on pit road. 0-2 Lane and Scott Kasnave. Now Dan Collison now squeezing his way down to pit road here. Now your top 3 into pit road. This will cycle back around to some more green flag racing.
Here come the leaders.
Chris Roberts looking to cycle back around as to be your race leader here, as these guys are on pit road. Can he pull it off, or will he be close enough here to at least stay back into that top 3? Chris Roberts now coming out of that turn 4 here.
Scott Kasnave, Bobby Joe Lane now going back straight away now. Getting back into this race now. We got going pit stops. Green flag pit stops going on right now. Now as the leaders, now we're going a full cycle. So now let's get back to racing. Still showing that Bobby Joe now. Well, Chris Roberts now. Scott Kasnave and Bobby Joe. Then Dan Colson. Then you got Rusty Robinson that round off your top 5. BJ, what do you think about this race so far?
I definitely believe there's been a lot going on. It's such a big track here. You have to remember which line you are running each corner, and if that line is going to help you and hope to not burn those tires up here. You can have a really good start here, but you could definitely have a really bad finish.
I'm just saying, if we do have a caution, Benny Jones is your first lucky dog.
0-3 Scott Kasnave and the 0-2 of Lane looking to close that gap against Chris Roberts.
Or did pass away the halfway point now. Chris Roberts still holding a good line, and Scott Kasnave still on to catch up here on the back straightaway. Taking a look here now at Bud Light Mike in 47 now, and Benny Jones in the 20.
Benny Jones was up there currently with Rusty Robinson before that pit stop. Must have had a little bit of trouble on pit road as he fell back, hoping for a caution within this 26 laps and maybe to regain that lap back and be able to put down some fast laps here towards the end of this race. Benny Jones looking to catch up some major time.
I like Mike scraped the wall over there a little bit.
Ryan Perone back here currently running in P10. TBS box. Let's go. Let's go racing. Good luck racing, everybody. That's the name of his team. So good luck. Let's go. Take a look back here with Rusty Robinson. Rusty Robinson still currently running in that P4. Only right now about a 10-second gap to P3.
Dan Colson is not too far behind Rusty Robinson in the 5. Front straightaway now.
We hop aboard here with Dan Collison here behind Rusty Robinson just to get a feel of how much they're actually getting onto that brake pedal going into these corners here. Losing a whole lot of RPM. Very gently getting back onto that throttle and trying not to push it out to that wall too hard or too fast, as it can really push out hard here. A lot of speed, not really overdriving the car, looking very smooth here behind Rusty. That's what you want to do here with just 23 laps to go. Don't push it too early, push it towards the end here within the last few laps. Let's go racing, boys. Great job so far by all these drivers, as we have gone green flag for the majority of this whole race.
Getting close now. We got 22 laps left. Chris now is getting right behind Ryan Perron now. Starting to get around in this lap traffic. Scott now is not too far behind now, front straightaway.
This is definitely what Lane and the 03 of Cazenave want Chris Roberts to do, is to get caught behind a few cars here and be able to gain more position.
Going in and out in turn 3, Chris Roberts now looking pretty good. Get ready now and get ready to turn into turn 4 now, going to front straightaway.
Scott Cazenave looking to try to gain as much as he can on this race leader here as we're getting down to the final few laps. Lane 02 going to get caught up back here with Ryan Perron a little bit. It's going to slow him down just a little bit here. So hopefully he'll be able to gain and close that gap now at a 2-second gap here with Scott Cazenave, his teammate. A lot of racing going on still back here. We got Dan Collison with Rusty Robinson still currently battling it out for that 4th place spot. Scott Cazenave is still closing that gap now as we're on the back stretch, or the front stretch, excuse me.
We're front straightaway.
I'll tell you what, it gets a little confusing here sometimes with these camera views. You can definitely get a little mixed combobulated, you know, I guess that's how you would call it. But it's been some good racing here tonight. Green flag running tonight. And you couldn't ask for a better season closer.
Now we're back straightaway. Scott now still trying to catch up to Chris Roberts. Now going into turn 3.
Making their way around Bud Light Mike. Then they're 47. The lane of 02 is now looking to try to get some of that draft off of that 47 and be able to catch back up to that 03 within these last 20 laps. He's really going to have to start pushing it down here, about 15 to go, and give it all he can now just to get back up here for a chance to win this race.
If we do have a caution, Ryan Perron, it will be the lucky dog. Scott now back straight away, being real smooth behind Chris Roberts. Get ready now to go around turn 3 and 4 now. Let's see what happens. Good distance on this track and going as fast as you are.
Cazenave now getting down to 0.3 of a gap.
Like Mike looked like he got in a little trouble back there, hitting that, scraping that wall back there. Chris Roberts now going in turn 3 now. Scott Cazenave not too far behind. Turn 4 now going the front straightaway. Scott now closing that gap behind Chris Robert. Scott now looking the inside of Chris Roper's now back straightaway.
Pushing a lot of speed off of those corners side by side. Literally almost bumper to bumper.
Almost close to 192 on the front and back straightaways now.
Scott Cazenave really dipping it into that corner and getting a really low line run there as he is trying to push his way around that 98 to take this win.
Now Scott Cazenave now front straightaway on the inside of Chris Roper. It's been a real good championship race so far. Scott now in front of Chris Roper's now get ready to go round turn 2. Exiting now turn 2 now back straightaway. Chris Roper still not giving up on Scott Cazenave. Now get ready to go in turn 3.
Roberts just looking to hold it steady here as we still have a few laps to go here. You really just don't want to push it right away as it can really still hurt you right now with just 16 laps to go. Lane currently back here running in P3. Only now down to a 1.3 of a gap. He still has time to catch them here with 15 laps to go. Dan Collison and Rusty Robinson still battling it out for that 4th place spot back here. Putting on some good running here. Zach Sandlin able to circle back around here into that P6 with Andrews going to run into that P7 spot. And Steve Harrison's going to take up P8 with Carter Cazenave going to be in P9. Ryan Perone's going to take into that P10 spot with Bud Light Mike in P11. And Benny Jones currently out of the race, unfortunately, getting into some trouble early on in this race. Still 1 and 2, bumper to bumper.
Come back around now, front straightaway. Scott still holding a good line in front of Chris Roper.
Lane currently back there in that P3 spot, hoping these guys will get side by side and start battling. Give him some more time to try to catch up to them. because as long as they are bumper to bumper here, they are going to continue to pull away from him as he is by himself back there in that P3 spot. Unless he can pull enough draft off the back of Will Burrs.
Right. Back straight away now. Scott still holding a good line now. Bobby Joe still trying to catch up.
Scott Cazenave currently catching up to Carter Cazenave here as we come down to these last 13 laps here.
That's a father and son duo right there, Scott Cazenave and Carter Cazenave.
I wouldn't doubt they're on the radio right now. Please, go high, go high.
Scott still looking pretty good now. Chris Roberts not too far behind. Going around turn 3 now. Get ready to go up to turn 4.
Hrt2Heart Motorsports, everybody, brought to you in part by Buchanan Resort, CNL Carpets, Bass Tire, Allen Tillery Buick GMC. So much love to all of the sponsors. Chasing Muscle Cars as well, doing such an awesome job coming in this season and being a part of this. We appreciate you as well out here watching and showing your support. Now, Carter Cazenave not seeing his dad there here, your race leader, now going to look to get in behind him. Definitely doesn't need to be battling these leaders with just 11 laps to go. Chris Roberts trying to tuck in behind Scott here. This is going to hurt Chris Roberts a little bit. Now going to get his way around here. Now lane 03 is now looking to try to catch up as well. This could benefit the 02 here to be able to close that gap a little bit closer to Roberts, as long as Carter doesn't battle him too long. Now in the final 10 laps where we're really going to start pushing these top 3.
This is where the actual race actually begins, and this is for the championship. Let's see what these boys can actually pull out. Scott still holding a good line here with Chris Birds. Now we taking a look back here with Dan and 12, and not too far back there's Buster Robinson, and in front of him right now you got Ryan Perrone in front of Dan Colson. He's coming out back straight away and going into turn 3. Scott now starting to pull a little bit away from Chris Roberge. Now going into turn 1 and 2.
Now Scott looking to just hold it consistent the rest of this race as we got a few laps to go. That is going to make Scott Cazenave our champion this season with the Hrt2Heart Arca series. It's been 8 seasons so far, J-Dog, and we're getting ready to go into some faster cars with a season 9 starting October 26th. How are you feeling about getting back into a car again?
I love broadcasting. I definitely do. Yeah, I like being in the car too as well, but I do actually love broadcasting. Scott's still holding a good lead. We got about 7 laps left here in Indianapolis in this 2.5 mile track. Scott now back straight away. Now Chris now starting to fall back a little bit with Bob Joe not too far behind now, knocking on the back door.
Trying to take that Bass tire and get a top 2 finish here as he is battling second place in the points here. But definitely put out a good race here, and that is going to make him finish P2 in points. So Lane, great season this season as well. You couldn't ask for a better race from all of these drivers, as we have gone green flag here this entire race. Dan Collison having a good race tonight as well, currently running in that P4 spot. Lane still looking for that P2 now, tucking to the inside of the 98 of Roberts. Roberts may be pushing it a little too hard. They're battling it out with Scott, and that's going to burn those tires up, and it's going to hurt him a little bit. But he should still be able to grab hold of that P3 spot as long as he holds it nice and steady and consistent, and just hops in behind that 02 and tries to give it a good line.
That is good racing right there. We are getting close to the end of this.
Scott Hazenave now with a 2-second gap here against the rest of this field, now starting to pull away. 6 laps to go.
Scott now still starting to pull away just a little bit when these guys back here between second and third now starting to battle. And hopefully they can try to catch up to Scott now. He's starting to pull away now and back straight away.
They're not going to have too much time to do this. If they work together, they might be able to pull it off, but it's going to be very tough here. We only got 6 laps to go, everybody. We're going to step away, and we're going to thank our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road next to the zoo.
Let's also not forget to thank CNL Carpets and Chasing Muscle Cars. Please go check out their Facebook page or their YouTube, as we are now 3 laps to go here with Hrt2Heart Motorsports at Indianapolis.
Green-white checker now. Scott Castanet still holding a good line. Now you see Bobby Joe still pretty far distance being behind Scott Castanet. When you got Chris Roberts being right behind Bobby Joe Lane now, and they're battling out for second and third place, as Scott now started to come back around back straightaway.
Rusty Robinson still on the back door here of Dan Collison here. Currently had a really good race, just running really consistent tonight, staying in that top 5.
Bobby Joe Lane now and Chris Roberts now trying to catch up to Scott here. 2 more to go.
Down to less than a 2-second gap here. Can they really push it here with just 2 laps to go? They're really going to have to push it and hope Scott makes a mistake.
Scott now is getting ready to come around for the final lap.
White flag is out.
Final lap here in the championship race. Now Scott Castanet still holding a good lead. Now coming around turn 1. Now going. Get ready now and get ready to go to turn 2. Now get ready to go back on the back straightaway. Still got Bobby Joe Lane and Chris Roberts battling out. Back here still for top 2, top 3. Scott still holding good now, good lead. Now get ready to come around turn 2 and turn 3 and turn 4.
Steve Harrison's going to scrub that wall there, and almost Scott Castanet getting into him as we're on the final lap here. That's something you definitely don't want here now as Scott Castanet comes to the checkered flag.
Here's the checkered flag for Scott Castanet.
Scott Castanet going to be a race leader with the 0-2 of Lane. Going to take up that P2 spot with Chris Roberts. Going to take into that P3. Dan Colson's going to take over P4 with Rusty Robinson in P5. Andrew is going to take into that P6 spot with Steve Harrison. Going to take in P7. Ryan Perrone's going to take over P8 tonight with Zach Sandlin, everybody. Going to take into that P9 with Carter Castanet taking into P10. And Bud Light Mike taking up P11, and Benny Jones not finishing the race, unfortunately. But it's been an exciting race here tonight. You cannot ask for a better race tonight. Here's your race results, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hrt2Heart Motorsports this season. We cannot wait to come back next October. This coming up October for some more racing. Here's your top 3 celebrating together here. Carter Castanet rolling up on his dad up here. Go show him some love as he just won the Indy.
Zach just came over the radio. Can I get a push? I think he ran out of the gas right at the final lap of this race. Congratulations, Scott Castanet. Winning the race and the championship.
Scott Castanet going to get that championship. He definitely earned it. Definitely earned it.
Scott Castanet, like he always says, burn it down.
It's a beautiful looking car there, that Allen Tillery Auto, taking it to the championship this season, putting out some really good racing all season long. Excited to say that he won the Legend Series this season as well. And as we get ready to gear up this coming up October 26th, we're going to be starting to take the late model stocks out on Wednesday nights, and we are going to be having Sunday nights with the Gen 4 series. All right, now let's try to see if we could pull some of our top 3 in here for some interviews and tell them what a great race they did. Scott Castanet is going to pull it off tonight. Scott has had a phenomenal run all race long, and be able to put a little bit of a battle going on there at the beginning of this race, and then had a short little battle with Chris Roberts, as it looked like Chris Roberts kind of just burnt him up a little bit and then kind of fell back a little bit there. But you was able to pull it off, and you got a championship this season, 2 championships this season, and took over the win tonight for the final race. How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling really good. I had a good car. I felt really good about this race. I knew I had a shot to win it. If I just, was just patient, took my time, and it paid off. Patience paid off. Me and Bobby Joe practiced earlier. I have a great teammate with him, and he helps crew chief us. on pitting and stuff. Couldn't ask for a better teammate. It was a great race. It was a good season.
Yes, sir. Y'all definitely put out some hard racing this season, and it's definitely been some challenging stuff throughout the season as well, running some road courses and whatnot. How you looking forward to joining in next season with a new car? You know, are you excited about that? A lot faster car coming in next season. Definitely going to be more challenging.
Yeah, definitely going to be more throttle control, but I think it's going to be good racing. I think it'll make us all better drivers, actually. But yeah, it's a much faster car. But I'm looking forward to it. It turns a little better than this Arca car. I don't know about tires, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be some good racing.
Yes, sir. Well, you got any shout outs?
Oh yeah, of course. I want to shout out to Alan Tillery Chevrolet. Thanks for sponsoring me. Buchanan Resort, CNL Carpets, Andrew, whoever I'm missing, Muscle Car stuff. All the guys in here, man, they're good, great racers. I want to shout out to all them. This was a great season. Want to give a shout out to Abby, if she's watching. Abby Ann. Stephanie, I think's watching out there. Abrianne. And thank you guys for streaming this season. It's been a pleasure for y'all guys to do that for us.
Yes, sir. As you know, we have much love for this league, and that's all we want to see. We want to see everybody have fun and enjoy some good racing. And most of all, like you said, it's all to our sponsors. We got to thank our sponsors, because our sponsors is what allows us to have such a good time and enjoy some good racing.
That's right. They're the ones that make all this happen, and we appreciate them, all of them, very, very much.
All right. Well, we hope to catch you again here soon next season as we get ready to gear up in October 26th with the Gen 4 car and Motor Mouth Broadcasting. So brand new broadcaster coming in, as me and J-Dog's going to be hopping into cars next season, and excited to see what we can do.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking for you guys racing so I could beat you.
Well, I don't know about beating me, but we're going to definitely see how it turns out. All right.
Yes, sir.
We hope you have a good night.
Good with y'all.
Hope you have a good night, brother, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you, BJ and J-Dog, James. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, everybody. That's going to put Bobby Lane in the O2 taking over that P2 spot, and also taking over P2 in the points after missing a race this season. Definitely been a lot of challenges going out through this season. A lot of different types of racing and a lot of battling. But we had a good green flag run tonight here at Indianapolis. We was kind of expecting maybe something to happen, but it actually stayed clean, and it was a good run for you in the O2. How you feeling tonight?
Not good. Congratulations to Scott for winning the race and the championship. He's my teammate, dude. We practice really hard, so congrats to him. It's a good race. I ain't real good here. I'm a short track guy, but I feel like I did pretty good.
So we started talking about the new season coming here in October, going to a new car, some different type of racing here. How you looking forward to that?
I think it's going to be a good thing. Cars are a lot faster, a lot harder to drive. I think it's going to make the whole field better. Really looking forward to it. I think we'll all have a learning curve on it, but I'm sure we'll get a good handle on them before the season starts.
Well, you have any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to shout out to Bass Tire and Troy and Aaron and Rusty and Alan Tillery and with Buchanan Resort and Classic Muscle, CNL Carpets, just everybody who helps this league, you and J Dog and just everybody that supports this league. I think we're going to have a really good season next year with our new broadcaster, and we get to get y'all two back in here racing with us, and that's awesome. And I think it's going to be a good season.
Yeah, I know myself. I'm excited to hop back into the car myself and be able to just go through some of that learning curve to make myself a better driver as well. Sometimes it's nice to hop out of the booth, but I always enjoy being in the booth. Me and J Dog, I feel like, has had a really good learning curve this season with broadcasting. You know, it's all new to us, but it's been a pleasure to do it for everybody, as Heart to Heart Motorsports is my league, and glad to have all of you here and all the admins that do everything behind the scenes. Much to love to you all. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and ask you got any shout outs you want to finalize before we kick off the season the rest of the night?
Nah, just my family. Grandkids are all watching. And yeah, we'll get it fired up for next season.
All right. Well, as always, we hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll see you soon. All right, everybody. That is going to put Chris Roberge taking into that P3 spot. Had a lot of battles going on there. He led a few laps in this race and was able to stay into that P2 spot for a good while there behind Scott Cazenave, and falls back currently into that P3 spot behind Bobby Joe Lane. But a P3 finish is a great finish here, as it's a very big track and like a lot to go on here, especially when it comes to fuel strategy. But they were able to hold a good fuel strategy together. How you feeling, Chris? I can't really hear you, Chris, if you got a copy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Now I can.
My race was pretty good there. I led some laps. I got the fastest time. What else? Scott ran me down. Us four kind of pulled away from fourth place back. We're pulling away slowly, and we got ahead. And three of us, Bobby, Scott, and I, were just pulling away from fourth place, and we're pretty much long gone. Because we're just drafting each other, saving a little fuel there. And then I decided to pit earlier, about 31, 32, I think I pitted, and then they pitted after, and then got some laps there. And it was a good race car.
Yes, sir. Well, do you got any shout outs?
Good shout out to you guys for broadcasting there. Congrats for Scott, for I heard he got the championship. Congrats for that. Same with Bobby and everybody else there, and of course my wife.
Yeah, you always have to thank the wife. You know, if it wasn't for our wives, we wouldn't be in these cars. We wouldn't be racing them.
And or sleeping in the doghouse.
We're not going to get into that subject right there. But we hope you have a wonderful night, and we hope to catch you next season with the Gen 4 Series and run a lot more races with us. We hope you have a wonderful night, brother. And as always, it's a pleasure to talk to you here in the booth.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, that's going to wrap up our top 3 for tonight's race here with the season closer of Heart to Heart Motorsports. It's been a wonderful season here in this booth, J-Dog. I'm honored to say that I've had a blast doing it this season, but I am really looking forward to getting back into the car next season. So I hope you please all make sure you are following our Facebook page or keeping an eye on our website, showingheartfam.com, so you don't miss out on any future races. Make sure you're checking out Heart to Heart Motorsports on Facebook, so we can be back to race for you again here in October. Much love and respect to all of you, and hope you all have a wonderful night.
Thank you from all of us from Heart to Heart.